Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time you really raised your prices? I want you to be honest here. If your answer has been, it's been quite a while, then that's your problem. Because let's all agree, there comes a point in time of every entrepreneur's journey where their prices no longer gets to meet their skills, no longer gets to meet their experiences, or they no longer get to meet the results that they tend to give to their clients. And at that very moment, where the gap grows too big, they start to feel underpaid, they feel overworked, and at times they feel resentful to the work that they do or to the clients they're trying to serve. So in today's video, we are going to briefly talk about pricing confidence and at the same time look at exactly how to know when to raise your prices. But before you get to do that, for those of you watching me for the first time, I'm Alan. I help solopreneurs, new entrepreneurs get to start, grow, and scale their businesses, specifically focusing on pricing with confidence. So let's get into the video. So here's what most entrepreneurs and solopreneurs that are starting out, even those that are experienced, get wrong. They think pricing is all about the market. They tend to think of it in the way that it's what people can get to afford, or it's what others are going to charge. But no, that's not even the case. Because pricing in itself, it's always starting from belief. If you don't get to believe that you're worth it, then no one is going to believe in you, or even whatever it is that you're going to sell. Which then gets to translate that confidence isn't built by shouting your affirmations, but built by evidence. And 99% of all that is always going to come from the results, the demand, and the transformation that you tend to give or bring to your clients. And now, with that out of the way, I want us to look at the signs that are going to reveal to you that, oh, it's time for you to raise your prices. So, starting off with one, you're fully booked, but you're broke. That gets to mean that if you're fully booked, constantly working on people, but your bank account doesn't get to reveal the amount of work you get to work on, the amount of clients that get to book with you, that means you're still broke. And that in itself is a sign that your prices are still so low. Because agree to disagree, being fully booked isn't a sign of success, but rather it is a signal that your demand has outgrown the price that you charge. And when you're working at full capacity, your price should filter and not get to attract everyone. Because at the end of the day, I want you to remember that your price is a boundary and not a favor. Sign number two is that your clients are not hesitating anymore. I know this is going to sound weird, but every time your clients get to say yes, every time you propose your offer to them, that instantly signifies that you are still cheap. And I know most of you hate hesitation, me inclusive, but tell you what, a little hesitation is healthy for your business. Because for one, I believe that it gets to signify that, your prices get to demand respect. And on the flip side of it all, if you never get to hear, let me get to think about it, that statement, then it directly means that you're not charging enough to even make your clients feel the transformation, or to even make your clients want to get the transformation that you're promising them to get. Because this is just for a fact. People do not commit to what they can easily get. They commit to what they can easily don't get. Sign number three is that you've leveled up, but your prices haven't. For let us think of it like this. You've invested in yourself. You've improved your results. You deliver faster and you deliver better results. But after all these improvements of you bettering yourself, you improving yourself, you giving faster results and faster delivery, your prices don't get to change and they are still as they were a year ago before those transformations, then something isn't right. It's just like you trying to show up with 2026 value while charging 2020 rates. It doesn't make sense at all. Because I want us to all agree, you're not being humble, you're just being unfair to yourself. Because if your clients are now getting the upgraded version of you, the new 2026 version of you that is well transformed, then why not get them pay the rates that are equivalent to the value that you are at? That is the 2026 value or the 2026 value rates. Are you finding value in this video? Because if you are, then please consider hitting the like button, and while at it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. So back to the video. Now, I want us to look at how do you get to raise your prices without fear. So look, you don't really need to double your rates overnight, but there are typically three things you can get to do instantly that are going to help you transform that and get you to raise your prices. So starting off with one, get to raise your prices gradually. So here's what I get to mean. If you have a bunch of clients, let's say you have 10 old clients, and then with each and every week, you get to have about 2 to 3 clients. Start with the new clients. Don't start with the old ones. With the new clients, it's easier for you to raise their prices than you trying to raise the prices of the old ones. Because the moment you mess up and do that very mistake, you're going to lose out all your old clients. And then what gets to happen is the bad word of mouth that they're going to present to you is going to tarnish up your whole entire business. So if you want to do it right, start with the new clients, get to charge them a new updated version rates of what it is that you get to offer. And that way, you're going to charge higher prices without you even getting to fear that. The second thing you're going to do is add value. Now, for those of you who are scared of raising prices on your own clients, fearing that they are going to extort the value out of you, then here's what you're going to do. Get to update your offer and also get to refine your delivery. And once that is all done and refined, then get to communicate the updates to your old clients ASAP. Because when they get to see that, oh, there's an upgrade in what we've been getting. If it is a course, there's an upgrade in the courses we've been doing. If it is a service, oh, my consultant or my person, my mentor has updated such and such. This is new. It isn't the old thing we've been getting. Then when you get to ask them for a rise, or when you get to raise the prices that they get to charge, they will get to feel it. They will see the new upgrades, and then it will be justifiable enough for them to allow you to charge them higher. Because why not? So lastly, get to test your new prices. So this is going to be so effective for those of you who are just starting out in business. You don't have old clients, but in the process of you trying to run your business or starting your business, you get to have new clients. That is, you close about 2 to 3 to 5 clients each and every week. Yeah. So the way you get to do that is that with every client that you get to close, maybe you start off with 3 and you charge about $10. Yeah. So for the next people that you're going to close, or the next clients you get to close, that is the next 3 to 5 clients, maybe you get to raise your prices to about $20. Yeah. That is, you times 2 the prices you've been charging. Yeah. So if you started off with $10, the next clients you get to sell, you charge them $20. Then when you close the next batch of clients, you charge them $30. When you close the next batch of clients, you charge them $40. When you get to close the next batch of, like, you get that logic. With every new batch of clients you get to close, you increase the prices. Do that up to the point where you cannot raise your prices anymore. Those are the 3 proven ways that you can get to raise your prices without you ever getting to fear. Because I want you to remember, pricing isn't all about arrogancy, but it's all about alignment. And that when your prices get to match the impact that you get to bring to the market, then selling becomes easier. And before I get to close off this video, I want to leave you with a truth that no one dares to talk about. And that is, if you keep undercharging, you'll never get to grow into the business that you've meant to build. And that raising your prices isn't about greed, but it's about respect. Respect for your time, respect for your skills, and respect for the transformation that you bring to your clients. And so, if you're waiting for permission to start charging more, then this is it.